Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 23rd, 2025 Dark Moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my websites, danehartguidedmessages.com or daneharttarot.com. They both work. They're listed in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what the tarot has to say, and let's see what this dark moon in Virgo brings us. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And one bonus card. Lucky you guys. Okay. You make sure you can see everything clearly. All right, good. Okay, give me a moment to center myself. At the heart of everything for this new moon in Virgo is the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, I love that for you. That's prosperity, that's success, bounty, abundance, wealth. This is also everything kind of coming together during this time for you, coming together in a way that makes you feel more profitable, makes you feel like you're achieving the goals that you have set out to achieve, and that is a really great thing. So just being aware of this during this time. Sorry, I'm just trying to move these lights so that this can be illuminated a little bit better. So here, what you're going to see is that this brings stability. Excuse me, it brings attainment. It's a job well done. You've come to a completion of a cycle with money or what you value as much as money. This full moon, this new moon in Virgo brings with it a sense of this is what I have to do. This is how I'm moving forward. It brings with it clarity. It brings with it also a lot of insight that you will be getting through your dreams, Sagittarius, which is going to be very helpful for you. And as that energy moves you forward, there's a real sense of again, it's clarity, it's insight, but I hear like a whispering in your ear that's guiding you forward, and that's going to be very helpful. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of, and that's the King of the King of Wands. Now, this is optimism, this is innovation, but this is also a sense of wanting things to move faster than they are. We are represented by the wands in the minor arcana, so there's a sense that we can get in our own way, but we can be frustrated with the bigger picture, with what we're building. Also, the sense of building kind of generational wealth or building something that lasts for a generation is money again, or what we value as much as money, that's going to be bringing us forward. And there's a sense here of kind of letting the ego kind of take over and really saying, oh, but it should look this way, when Spirit is showing us a different picture. So just be aware of that we'll have our set ideas and it will come into conflict with the way Spirit wants to move us forward, but also with this real sense of releasing what is no longer serving us. We're going to want to hold on to certain things. And Spirit's like, why? Why are you holding on to this? It moves us then to our energy where we need to focus. And this is the Queen of Swords. This is protection and truth. The Queen of Swords is tenacious. She is determined. She, says it as it is. So we can really have to focus on saying the truth to ourselves, speaking out loud what it is that we want, being very open, being very honest. Transparency is going to be very important during this time for, being transparent to ourselves, maybe being transparent even to those around us, helping to put into words what we really want to build, what we really want to achieve, how we want to move forward in success and prosperity for our lives. And so the Queen of Swords is also air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel a very strong link to Mercury here. I see that with the 10 of Pentacles, the strong link to Mercury. And then it's reiterated with the Queen of Swords. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, okay? Gemini is ruled by Mercury as well. But Mercury, I always see it as very, air sign energy kind of leaning. So it always is funny to me, interesting to me, that Virgo also, totally embraces the Mercury energy, especially since Virgo is not usually mercurial. So what we're going to see here during this time is ideas coming in, kind of whispers on the wind, guiding us, new ways of looking at things. The Queen of Swords says, I put in my 10,000 hours, right? I am an expert, I am powerful, I am tenacious, I am determined, and I'm not going to apologize. She can rub people the wrong way because she is so confident within herself. So we can find that as we step into our confidence, it's kind of like a teenager, thinking that they're an adult. And usually when teenagers try to act like adults, they act very, very rude. And so here we can be looking at ourselves, trying to play act at something that doesn't fit. It feels wrong, right? And it's kind of like pretending we know all the answers when we're just starting to learn the questions. So that energy is coming forward here with the Queen of Swords. And there's a real sense of cutting through a lot of negativities that have held us back, and a lot of preconceived notions or ideas of the way we should be instead of the way that we actually are. And we're letting go of that now and really saying to ourselves, this is what I want. This is what I'm going after. We're being very open, we're being very honest, but there's a lot of communication that's going on internally and also externally through your angels and your spirit guides that is moving you to a different level, that's really leveling you up and opening things up to you. Now, the energy that is leaving us is the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is dedication and progress. But it's kind of like all work and no play. We have been very, very focused on our work, so much so that we could take the joy out of things that were rather joyous for us. This could be our work, this could be our hobby that we just absolutely love and, dedicate a lot of time to. But here it's being very detail oriented. We got caught up in certain details that don't matter and we miss the bigger mark. And what we're going to see here is that we're stepping back and things are becoming more clear. We are very driven, we are very focused, we are very determined, and we are going to get what it is that we want. That's not in question. But we are leaving behind an energy that was hyper-focused, very fixated, and that, yes, propelled us, but also drained us. So, and we're also going to let go of worrying about like details. Yeah, it's being detail-oriented when you're not a detail-oriented person. And there's nothing wrong with really being good at the big strokes and then saying, you know what I'm going to use? Like ChatGPT for the little organizational stuff that I need help with. There's no reason to not utilize all the resources that are around us and, to think, oh, that's silly or, that's scary. But it can be a very good resource that helps us move forward in real prosperity and real success. And not have to then say, oh, I'll hire somebody else, because that cannot be feasible for everybody. So with the 8 of Pentacles energy moving into the past, we've learned a lot of lessons from being really dedicated and really focused on money or what we value as much as money. And now we're going to see how to kind of like distribute the workload so that it doesn't always fall on us, or it doesn't drain us dry. It moves us then to the energy that is our strength. And this is a very interesting strength because it is the 5 of Swords. And here it's stability and resilience. But what we're going to see is that we're stepping into an energy, and our strength it is really knowing that we're not the same person that we were. We're stepping into energy spheres and greater understandings that have us challenging ourselves, or having us, kind of relive more vulnerable situations that we have been in, where we felt like our power was lost, or we felt like our voice was taken away. And now we're looking at things and saying, but I'm not that person anymore. It's not the same. And our strength is going to be this, to see that the past is a story that is written. We shall honor it. We shall respect our story as we respect ourselves. But we will not be owned by it anymore. And it moves us then to our near future. And this is the 10 of Wands, okay? Responsibility and dedication. What we are going to see is that we know our responsibilities and we know what we are dedicated to. But we are letting go of having to carry the load all by ourselves. We are letting go of saying, but it has to be all this way, or it has to be all that way. And we are starting to also see that we cannot carry the load for everybody else. We are looking at what we desire. We are looking at what we want. We are picking up what's important to us, and we are releasing the rest. And that's going to be very important here. We are also moving from a time when we were overwhelmed, where it's kind of like the energy of all I saw was the dirt on my shoes, because we were so bent over by the workload that we were carrying. And that's going to be very important here. At our heart is our 10. We are stepping into a 10. We're stepping into a change of seasons. We're stepping into a completion of a cycle. We're stepping into deeper knowledge and deeper understanding of ourselves and what we're looking for. It moves us then, oh, I love it, to the advice that is around us. It is the shaman. Now this is the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It is divine wisdom and it is spiritual power. What we are going to see is that we're stepping into an energy that frees us from traditions that don't resonate with our soul, that frees us from limitations that were imposed on us either by the way we saw the world and the way that we thought we were supposed to be, or by what others expected of us. And this time is going to be a time where we look at what is true for us, where we want to stand, where we kind of rebel against convention, but we find what is conventional for our soul, our spirit, and what we desire. The advice here is not to think everybody has the answers, but to know that everybody is searching. People might find certain answers that are right for them, and they might absolutely not be right for your soul, and that is okay. We are seeing a deeper truth, a deeper knowledge, deeper power moving us forward. And it brings us then to our environment. And that is the 3 of Pentacles, collaboration and productivity. This is going to be a time where we really do work well with others, or other people give us ideas, like give us insight, help open up the door in a way that's like, oh, wow, I didn't see it like that before. So the 3 of Pentacles comes into play. And this is very much like, it's kind of like a team effort type of thing. Even if you don't have a team around you, even if you're saying, Dane, it's just me, you're going to find that you are stepping into the power of your angels, of your spirit guides, that you're connecting with more. You're diving into learning what inspires you. And you can find sages, shamans, and teachers, and in books, in videos, in movies. Like, there's going to be knowledge that comes your way during this time. And that comes through like the vastness of the connectivity of people in our world right now. And it starts opening up doors to you. It starts, having you see things in a very positive way, a very real way for yourself. And it brings us then to our hopes and our fears. And this is the 6 of Swords. This is transition and insight. But this is also moving forward in our knowledge. It's moving forward in our greater understanding. And it's looking at where it is that we want to be. We're unsure as we're moving forward. Did I learn everything correctly? Do I know where it is that I want to move forward? Do I know what I'm moving forward towards? Did I make the right choice? And sometimes, we don't make the right choice. And we learn from that. That's a sword gathered. Sometimes the swords are gathered in the midst of battles. It's kind of like at the end of the battle when the king or the overlord or whomever it was back in ancient times would hand you a sword and change the trajectory of your whole entire life. The knowledge that we learn changes the trajectory of our whole entire being. And here, it's trusting the process, yes, but it's also seeing yourself move forward in knowledge and in understanding. The fear is that you're going to mess up. And here's the thing. We are always going to mess up. We are always going to make mistakes that looking back, we're like, oh my gosh, that was so obvious. What was wrong with me? But we're showing ourselves grace. And we're taking in the knowledge and the wisdom as the Spirit's blessing that it is. And as we embrace that blessing, it moves us to the outcome, which is the Tower. It is release. And it is revelations. This Tower don't see this as we're changing our whole entire world. Though we will be, that's coming, Sagittarius. What it is, it's a breaking down of old orders. It's a breaking down of absolute, like, this person has absolute power. This is the only way to do it. And you're finding yourself stepping into your power, stepping into your understanding, stepping into a greater time for you. And it took things falling down, and it took at times for some of us hitting rock bottom or hitting a place where we start to just see lies. It's like, that's a lie. It's not right. What is wrong? And we rebelled, and we, could have overcompensated. But now we're looking at a tower that has fallen, or maybe even many towers, because towers fall often in our lives. And we're seeing ourselves not building again from the rubble, but really looking at what we want and not saying, but it has to be a tower again, because that's what it was. That's what was there before. And we're seeing ourselves say, I want the vast space. I want the openness, the freedom. And I'm calling forward Spirit to guide me. The outcome of this moon is revelation, is in this time, in this world, right now, what do I need to move forward with? What do I have to bless me? How do I see myself? And it brings us to our bonus card of strength. We see ourselves as strong, maybe for the first time in our lives. This is also Leo energy. Time frame is July 23rd to August 22nd. And what we're going to see is that we are stronger than we ever believed we were. And there is also strength in walking gently, in embracing kindness, in doing no harm, and embracing love on this earthly plane. And we are going to find that our strength lies in knowing, in knowledge, in insight of being. And we release how others have defined us. And we start defining ourselves. And as we do so, it moves us to our Luna message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Oh, goodness. And spirit guides, show me clearly. We have here blossoming, as we blossom into our power, into our understanding, into, who we are. This is a time of healing. This is a time where we are connecting with something greater, but we're also letting the past, like the tower, we're letting the past fall away. It does not define us. It helps. It is our story, but it is not who we are right now. And we know that with the Five of Swords. We know that we stand in our strength, that we are so transformed from everything that we have lived through. And it brings us then to faith. It brings us to a deeper understanding, because we know nothing will come of this situation. The world does not act and will not act in the way that we want it to, in the way that we demand, if we do not surrender. Meaning that we let go of what our ego wants to achieve, and we start fully loving and accepting ourselves. The void, of course, happens multiple times throughout a lunar cycle. And what it is things go topsy-turvy during these few minutes. It's just a few minutes, I think like 3 at most. And I know people who do nothing. They're like, they have that time blocked out. They will not do anything during a void, of course. But during a void, of course, fate comes in and tap dance, plays its fiddle in our life like it has always wanted to, without abandon. And that is a very interesting thing. So what we're going to see here with this dark moon is that, fate comes in, or like a little bit of chaos comes in, just a little bit more than usual, because it's bringing us to this place to have us come to realizations of, this no longer serves me. I do not want this. Whatever it is that's causing the chaos, that's causing the frustration. And it brings us then to release. A release of negativity, a release of what we no longer desire, because we start looking at the bigger picture. And this is the full moon in Sagittarius. Our own energy comes forward and we start taking aim. It moves us then to our spirit knowledge, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And we have 2. Oh, I love these birds. We have the hummingbird and the chickadee, 2 of my favorite birds. It says, release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on its way. And the chickadee says, the time is right to release old patterns and energies. You are ready to embrace change. And you are. There's new joy coming in. There's a sense of newness. There's a sense of deeper connection. There's a sense of healing that is coming forward. And it moves us then to the chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And this is inspiration. This is the sacral chakra. And so here we are going to find ourselves embracing being inspired, embracing looking at things differently, embracing creativity, sensuality, a real joy of being in our bodies, of taking up space here on this earthly plane, of being proud of who we are. And the joy of being in our bodies does not mean that, we can have bodies that hurt. We can have bodies that are overwhelmed. We can have bodies that we sit there and we're like, but we're looking at ourselves and being proud of who we are. And that's changing us. That's opening up the door in a spectacular way. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And this is the world. Do not care so much about what the world thinks of everything. Everybody has an opinion, everybody has a way that they think you should live and life should be. But as long as we follow kind of the doctrine or the belief of do no harm, walk gently on this earth, embrace kindness and love and compassion, then the world's chaos, will try to get us because our energy vibration is completely changing. But it will not matter as much. We will come to a place where we're like, oh, that's not what I want. Why am I trying to prove myself by obtaining that when that's not me? And it brings us then to our subconscious spirit message, and it's the white turkey. It says the power to heal the earth is within you. It is. Because it's not healing all the earth. It's not saying, oh my gosh, I'm the answer to everything, right? It's not, you're the only one who can clean the oceans and clean the air and do all that great stuff, and clean and help the earth. It is that I'm the power of me. And I choose to walk in love. And that changes the earth around you. It changes the people around you. They might not know what to deal with you, what to do with you at first, or how to deal with you. And then when they realize that oh, this isn't you're not trying to take advantage of me, or this isn't an act, you're not trying to lull me into a sense of connection, and then you're just going to be a jerk about it. When people say that you really are living a life that's guided by joy and love, it changes the whole entire game. It changes the way you move through the earth. And it brings us then to communication, the throat chakra. You're communicating on many different levels, and that can be overwhelming. Okay, so during this moon and during this time, because again, that Mercury energy is so strong, and And Sagittarius, you are an enhancer. You're ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter enhances whatever it's with. So you are amplifying the knowledge that is coming your way, the communication that is coming your way. It's psychically, it's intuitively, it's energetically, it is empoweringly coming forward, but you're taking in a lot. So be aware of this with your throat chakra. Humming really does help kind of like calm the nervous system, but also here, communicate with yourself, like say what you need to say to you, because it will help you release everything that you're picking up from all the bodies, all the people around you. It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that is the Four of Cups. Sometimes the way that we want to see things or the way that we want things to be, it's just not the way it is. And so Spirit during this time is going to be pulling us to look in a different direction. And we are going to be very much fighting that we are right and this is where we need to be. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, and that is the Seven of Pentacles. Here we have opportunity and results. It says, but this is patience. I love opportunity and results, but this is the patience of planting the seeds, of not picking the fruit before it is ripe. One of my grandmothers would pick fruit before it was ripe, and she would cut it up and she would pour a whole bunch of sugar on it. And she'd be like, isn't it so sweet? And my mom would be like appalled. She really would. She was like, oh my gosh, that's not how you eat fruit. You wait till it ripens. But you can make things be what you want them to be and be assimilations of what they should be by taking unripe fruit and just covering it in sugar or in honey or whatever you like and saying, oh, it's delicious, because it is. But it's not the divine timing of it. It hasn't ripened naturally itself. And that's what we're going to see here within our subconscious, is that we know that things are ripening in their time and are embracing its alignment to where we are supposed to be in our lives. But it is taking more time than we want, and we're getting mad at having to wait. But we are here and we have time, right? Until we don't, which is like, that's a little intense. But we are going to see that for ourselves during this time, is that we are embracing patience, and subconsciously we know we're waiting for something bigger, and we can get mad and want to rush it because we are right and we need it in our time. But divine timing is going to keep on kicking us in like the teeth and saying, hey, listen to me. It brings us then to our subconscious Luna message, which is change. Do not let the past hold you back. Your world is changing. The world is changing. Do not let the past hold you back and say, this is how it has to be because this is how it was. This is who I am because this is who I've always been. And I cannot change. I do not get to have more, but I can have less. We accept more readily, less as human beings than we do more. We get scared, overwhelmed. Our spirits sometimes push it away. Here, the change is to bring you bounty, and it is to receive it and say, yes, it is time. It is time to embrace my prosperity, my bounty, my abundance. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all, Have a blessed moon and a blessed life. Bye.